Here is where you find my rundown. In the MCJ Fall 2020, it says Kim Newscast. So this is it. I've already put in the template for it to be 3 minutes, and you know that time because you can see it up here. I'm really good at this camera, right? 3 minutes, okay? And I timed it out okay. This computer will do that for you, and so you'll know if you're over or under, and I'll show you how, because I just had to make some changes. This is the rundown. I decided to put in a welcome, and then these are the stories. Day of Giving, registration time, I made that a SOT, Get Out the Vote VO, Google Walkout, so that was a kind of a state story. Got two sports stories in here, a brief little weather thing, kicker, which is kind of a last fun little story or reminder, and then goodbye. Notice that the slugs are all short, okay, and very clearly seen in the story slug line. Then over here you see the talent. And this class will decide who the anchors will be, so everyone's name is the same. If you want it to be Braden and Emily, like one class decided, that's fine. But it goes in the talent column so that Emily knows that she's reading this story, but she's not reading this story. Braden's reading that, okay? And also the director needs to know this, so it needs to be very clear. Okay, and then there's the camera shot. Is it a one shot or is it a two shot? The director needs to know that. What is the format of the story? Well, this we know, the director knows, is on cam, but we may as well put that right in here so that the director knows. Then the director knows that there will be video for this story and even a SOT for this story. You will put your name here because that is, you are the writer. I'm not sure what happened there, but there we go. So that's, I am the writer. Now, what's happening here is this is how everything is timed. All right, so we're gonna go over to the timing of the show, okay? The actual timing is what the computer times out as in the script. But you, and you're not going to touch that. You don't touch the actual time. No touchy, okay? This is where you manipulate the time. And you are guessing or estimating that your Day of Giving story will be 20 seconds. So you put that in. Now, what I want you to do is keep an eye up to this area right here, TRT, okay? I'm gonna change the time here to 25 seconds. And you see now, this, the computer has me over by 5 seconds. And it has the TRT of this newscast is 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay, so that is how you'll know if you are over or not. Now I bring it back down to 20 seconds and you see the timing of the show is back. Seconds matter. You must be exact on this time. Okay, now real quick on the, when I talk about how the scripts and the rundown need to match, your rundown shows, this rundown shows Braden starting on a two shot and then Emily reading second, right? It says that there, Braden reading first, Emily reading second. And then Emily is the anchor for this story. So you'll notice Emily on cam because this is her on cam lead. And this is what you will be writing, your on camera lead to the story. Put in the take VO cue and your CG. You're making this up, okay? You're making up your CG location. It's no big deal, but you must have one in there and it must be done correctly, all right? And now Braden has his story that he's anchoring on a one shot. We see that it's a VO, so let's go into that script and you see Braden on cam. Here is his intro and then his take VO and his CG, okay? Now, the thing is when you find your stories, let's say on CNN or on AP, if you choose to use some more stories outside of campus, which is just fine, then you will not be making up the CG. You will have the location. And in this case, because the story is Google, the video is at the Google campus in Mountain View. All right, so you'll notice, that's a little too much. You'll notice all of your leads are on camera, and then you have take VO with your CG. I just kept going and I wrote a little line. You do not have to do that. You do not have to write the rest of the script. You just have to write who the anchor is for the formatting, your intro, which is active, and your take VO cue and your CG cue. Okay? Now, when it comes to, there's a little sports, and you'll also notice, okay, this does seem a little sexist, but I had Braden do both of the sports stories because they're a little related, and I made sure that the intro kind of tied them together. Now, you don't have to do that, but you'll also notice I had Emily read these two stories together. So you don't need to go Emily Braden, Emily Braden. You can have one person read two stories. It's no big deal. Now on the weather, we had it as a 2-shot, as you'll see here, and it's very conversational. This is also tying into the story that was before this, basketball season. So you're gonna have the 2-shot, she says something, he says something, and then you have the cue, take graphic, and it says graphic, and you'll put in the 10-day forecast. That's how you will do it. How do you find that? It's down here right down here. So and this is where you get all of your CGs, either the take VO, the CG, where is the graphic? Right here, okay? So let's see what it looks like. I'm gonna press graphic and you can see what it looks like. See, it comes up like this. It says file frame, so instead of saying file frame, because that's just a placeholder, I put in 10-day forecast so that the director knew where this is coming from, okay? All of the cues for every story are in each script. You just decide right here whether there will be one or not. In this one, it's just a 1-shot, and then we go back to a 2-shot, goodbye, and you see it's very clearly said right here, okay? That is how you time a newscast. And you see your timing is okay. Have fun.